Hello, welcome aboard. Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and yes, it's another kit review for you. And you'll be looking at this and thinking, you showed us this last week, Nigel. Yes, I did. This is the Mk15 Model 11 Block 1B Phalanx close-in weapon system from RPG Models. It's in 1/35th scale, kit number is 35017, and indeed I did a review of this last week. In that review, I mentioned the SeaRAM version, and here it is. This is the Mk15-Mod.31 SeaRAM close-in weapon system. Contains additional armour. You can see all this additional photo etch around here. So it's a super well protected item. This one is kit number 35006. There's a whole range of these from RPG Models, and they are very nice indeed, and they're very different, shall we say. So I'm not going to do a full in-box review of this. I'm just going to look at what was different. So I'm going to put the overall light on. So if you remember, during that video I said I wanted to get one of these, so I had a quick look on eBay to see how much they were, and I saw there was one going second hand from a gentleman in the UK, so I indeed bought it, and it's just arrived today. So looking on the box on the front here, you can see this is sort of a lovely bit of artwork, whereas this is more of a sort of drawing. So as we can see, it has a weight of 7,040 kilos with missiles. It has a length of 2.8 meters, a height of 4.7 meters, elevation is -10 to +80 degrees, missile velocity is supersonic, range of 9 kilometers, and armament is 11 rim 116B rolling airframe missiles, whatever all that means. And the guidance is a KU band radar and infrared. I'm just looking on this one. Guidance is the same. The elevation is slightly less on this. This one goes -25 to +85. This only goes -10 to +80. But the actual, it looks like the base and everything is the same. The sort of the dome on the top is all the same and everything, and the infrared thing, the radar seeking, whatever you call it. So on the side here, they're showing us we've got two sets of decals in the box, so 35004 and 35005. And then here we've got all the photo etch this included. So this is all the additional armour. This is the standard photo etch you get with the kit. We also got that with this one, you can see on here. So there's your standard photo etch that we got with this one. But then in addition to this one, this has got this one which is specific to this kit. This one has this one which is specific to this kit, and this one here which is obviously a generic SeaRAM. So they very cleverly split up their photo etch so they can put this in all of them, and then this is the additional armour, this is the additional armour, or this is parts just for this. And there you go. So here we can see there are 4 different options in 4 different colours. Okay, we'll have a look at that in a minute. We've already looked on that side of the box. So lovely boxes, these RPG boxes. They're very solid, very rigid. So we've already seen, this is the vinyl sprue that we had in the first kit. So we've already seen that. These are the 2 E-sprues, and these are the vertical sides that support the main sort of gun and top. These are the pivots where everything swivels on. So we'll look at that again. This is the SeaRAM sprue, so this is the actual part where the missiles are going to go. Unfortunately, we don't get a missile and there's no open ends or anything. It would have been nice if you wanted to be able to display it sort of shooting a missile. So there's a special sprue. This one here, again, this is generic. This is part of the base, and we've got the radar system there, the infrared system, whatever. We've got the sides of the dome there. And then here we've got the top of the dome, the rest of the base, and some more bits and pieces going on there. Again, this is generic, so we've already seen that. So here we have instructions, and then down here we have all the photo etch, and then down here we have a separate set of instructions for the additional armour. So let's get all that there back in the box. We don't need that. We've got the photo etch there we're going to have a look at. So let's start off by having a look at the instructions. I'm going to turn the light out for this because it's glossy paper. So you can see here, pretty much, except for this sprue, this is all generic. It's only showing 1 sheet of decals there, so for some reason on the side of the box here, at the side of the box here, it's showing the 2 different sets of decals, but we're not getting them by the look of it. So there we go, you've got the PE1 there, PEA times 1, PEB times 1, and then you've got the additional armour here. And if you get this kit, don't worry that you don't have that, because that's 35007. That's the additional armour for the gun, whereas this is the additional armour for the SeaRAM. So going into the kit, same as before, building up the base, adding these PE bits and pieces, lots and lots of PE going in here. Still building up the base, building up this this dish, which is going inside, and then we've got the infrared bit there. We've got handles going on the outside. It's all the same. All this photo etch is all exactly the same. Rolling up this big door, you can have that door open or close should you wish. You can show your dish off inside. And then here's where we get different. So we've got the main body of the SeaRAM here going on. We've got the two ends going on, and then we've got this pivot here. I'm guessing this is for the dome bit to sit on the top. We've got a plate going in the bottom with all sorts of latches and everything on it. We've got more PE here. Looks like they used PE where they didn't want to use slide molding, which is cool. And then here we have some brackets and bits and pieces going on the outside. Again, we have these. I think these are actually like pins that stay on cables, much like bonnet pins on a racing car where you pull them out and they just stay attached to cables. I think that's what they are. They might be earthing straps or something. I could be talking absolute rubbish. But they're showing you here how to bend the photo etch and make these handles up. These handles here, I should imagine they'd really be round, so you might be better off using wire on those rather than those. And then here we are building up the main support and the pivot assembly for the SeaRAM, and then we're going to add that onto the top. And then here we're all the same as the other one. Got these paper templates. They should be in the back of the book. We should have some paper templates. Yes, there we go. There's your paper templates, so you can sort of put them on, mark around them where the steps are going to go, and then the steps are going to go in all the gaps, as you can see. So hopefully they line up nicely. You may even be able to stick that on with a bit of white glue and then peel it off afterwards. Whatever, we shall see. But that's all the same basically as the ordinary kit. And again, these steps are all made of photo etch. You can see them here, and then we got these arms here. It looks like this is some sort of blast shield going on the back. I can't see the other side of it, but it looks like it's some sort of blast shield that's going on there. And there we are, we can see it all done. So that's obviously looking forward there, looking at the back. As I say, it's a shame they didn't have at least one of the doors open and have a missile so you can actually show it like that. And then here we have the I've just had a thought actually. I've got up there, I've got the kit of the Russian 4K51 Rubes coastal anti-ship missile with P15. Maybe we'll do a review of that one. This is stuff coming the other way now. So there we've got this option here. So we've got this lovely sort of pale blue, white dome, and then the grey on there. Shame they don't tell us what they're from. I don't think this actual unit is fitted to Gerald R. Ford, but it's probably, I'll have to find out what it is fitted to and then look at what colours there are. This one here, this is in the dark grey with a light grey top. This is in a lighter grey with a light grey top. And this one's in a bluey grey with more light grey. So grey is the theme. There we go. So that's the instructions for the main kit. And then here, I'm not sure if they're going to tell us in here, this is for the additional armour, and you can see it's all photo etch. So this is just a fold out. So basically, this is for the SeaRAM and this is for the Phalanx. So there you go. That's where that sprue, that fret comes in, you don't need. And then this is for the Phalanx. So basically, if we look in these instructions here, where are we? Yeah, it's kind of looking like you don't get an assembly that looks like that. Okay, I think they're just showing you the orientation and where it is. But basically, it's this base with this side attached to it. So I think what it's showing you is that it's the other side. It's this side here. So, oh, hang on a minute, that's there. Okay, yeah, they're using that to show you which side it is. So you can see this is this side. You've got that round disc at the front here, and then here you've only got the one block. And then when you turn it around 180 degrees on the other side, you have those two blocks on the side like that. So that's very cleverly showing you, but you've got to be have your wits about you to spot it. So that's going to go on there, and then this is for the SeaRAM, and that's for the Phalanx for the other side. And then here, this is all the base. So this is where we start the model. So this is these parts here. Okay, so you're going to add all this extra armour on there. And basically you're just going to pick out in the instructions where all these bits of extra armour are going. Okay, you can see they all go on. They're just simple plates. I would recommend using a white glue or something to glue these on rather than super glue, because the problem is with this large area, the super glue will probably instantly bite wherever you use, and you won't be able to move it around, and the whole objective is to keep it nice and flat. So with some white glue or something like the Mig Ammo Ultra Glue, you'll be able to move it around and get it exactly where you want it. So here we've got all the plating going here. They're telling you to remove this detail, even though they show you it there. They show you the detail there. Here they're telling you to remove it. So there we go. So we've got the DO3 for the SeaRAM, and then C52 for the Phalanx. Phalanx, I'm not sure what it's called. So all the different bits of P, all the armour going on there. Very, very nice. That's going to really toughen it up and have it looking like all those edges and everything is going to look great. And if you enjoy PE like I do, then it's going to look wonderful. So looking at the plastic parts, as I say, if you want to see the rest of this, I've done a review of it already, and Model R, he commented in the review, he's done a build and review of it as well. So this is the SeaRAM, so this is the actual sprues, so we can see all that lovely bolt detail and everything in there. Come on, camera focus. You see that lovely bolt detail and everything on there, all around the top edge as well. All the latches, all the lovely latches on there, look. Some very, very, that's like a deflector shield there, I think, for deflecting the blast of the rockets. But very nice indeed. Beautiful, crisp, clean moulding. We've got these little arms there. So that's the basic only difference from the Phalanx, or Phalanx. And then in here, we've got a load of PE. Now this bag, I know this because when I first got it, obviously when you buy kits off eBay, guys, the first thing you should do is check the contents. If you have an issue, then you can contact the seller straight away. Unlike I did, I bought a B-52 monogram kit, stuck it in the stash, and about a year or two later, I noticed that I had 2 left fuselage sides in it. Great. Obviously too late to contact the seller. So yeah, this has got some slight damage on it, but it's not the parts, it's just the fret. So I've got a very itchy nose. So this is the main armour sheet. And you can see this is quite thick actually. I'm going to measure it with the plastic. You can imagine the plastic's extra. So that's 0.35. So I should imagine that's about 0.25. They're 10th how thick, which is pretty thick for photo etch. But that's these thick armour panels going on. So they're going to look absolutely gorgeous. It's all just flat plates. And where you do have to do any rolling, you can see they've put grooves in the back to make it easier to roll. You just basically, to roll it, I'm sure you've seen me do it, just get yourself a sanding sponge, put the PE on there, get something round, roll it over it, and it will roll up nice and uniformly. And make sure you go right off the ends as well, otherwise you end up with a radius with 2 square ends on it. So there we go. Yeah, so that's very nice indeed. Okay, so you've got a plain side and an etched side. Both sides are etched actually. We've got an etch down there as well. I'm not sure if that's a fold line or if that's depicting a weld or what it is. But yeah, very nicely done. You can see on here we have contoured edges as well. It's sort of chamfered on the top. So that's lovely. And then here we've got the basic generic close-in weapon systems fret. So this is the one for everything. That's your door there, and these are all your steps. Okay, there's the frame there, like your front of your sky dish. That's the bit for the dish. Here is some stuff which is specific to a SeaRAM. So not specific to this kit, but specific to a SeaRAM. You can see there's got 35004. So that's your bits of photo etch for that. Okay, and then here you've got this is 35006. So this is your specific armour pieces for the SeaRAM. So if you do get this kit, make sure you've got this one. Again, that's quite thick. Lovely. And then finally here we've got the decal sheet, which is generic. We saw this in the first one. So this is 35004. It's a SeaRAM. Obviously it's just placards and stuff and stencils and stuff. So very nice indeed. So that's that one. That's arrived today. 35006 RPG Models SeaRAM. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll have to see if what Gerald R. Ford has on it is available as a 1/35 scale, because that would look great to have those two parked together. You could even make a bit of deck, because I believe on the starboard bow it has one of these, and next to it there is a missile launcher, I believe. So that'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it? Right, thank you for watching. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.